sleeve might actually be a little bit. No, it's probably pretty good. So I'm just basically pulling off to try and get it tight. Get all the wrinkles out. And I think that's actually looking pretty sweet.
Now, if you accidentally leave a wrinkle in, how much will it affect the structure?
I mean, for our stuff, we don't have enough control for it to really do much. You know, it might be a little bit weaker than if something didn't have a wrinkle, but like, I mean, you saw, like, we don't have any, you know, fiber placement type things to make sure everything's exactly where we wanted it, and it probably won't affect it that much.
Question: you said since you're going to pull the foam out, that it would need some kind of web. Is that what the black is, or?
Yeah. So I mean, you mean why I wrapped that fabric around? Yeah, that's what I was doing. I mean, that fabric I chose is super thin, so it's actually not really doing that much. But just kind of as a talking point, I want to talk about that. But if you were designing, you know, you'd actually figure out what makes sense to put there, and then you'd come in here and pick something accordingly, or find something online, and we'd order it for you. All right, so there's, and that's pretty much how we're going to lay it up. But now, in terms of surface finish, we have some options. Okay, we could just do it up like this, and it would have a nice, kind of smooth, shiny finish, barring any wrinkles that would come from the vacuum bag, and that's great. But for the stampy wings, especially, we don't really have, you know, they're not aerodynamic, you know, they're just basically beams in the shape of wings. So there's no reason to have a super shiny surface finish. And what we'd rather do is get a better fiber volume content, because, you know, then we're going to have a lighter structure, a more structurally efficient structure. And so we have this stuff right here called peel fly. That's basically a Teflon coated fiberglass, and the beauty of it is that it'll soak up excess resin and kind of create a barrier between your part and anything you put over it that can then be ripped off later, because this will not, it'll seem like it's sticking to your part, but it's actually not. It'll actually pull off fairly easily. So I'm going to cut these awful scissors. I'm going to cut a nice long swath of this, and if you want to pick that up. I'm just going to drape this over like this, yeah. And then just lay it back down with that on the bottom there.